Hello friends! In this video, I will talk about the new Boruto techniques that he will learn in chapter 81 of the Boruto manga with Sasuke. There will be many interesting techniques, so watch the video until the end, and also, don't forget to subscribe. I will be very pleased. In chapter 81, a small time skip awaits us, so Boruto will definitely learn something. And Sasuke, of course, will help him with this because he has a decent arsenal of techniques. Let's start in order. Boruto owns 3 elements, namely water, lightning, and wind. And it was on them that I was guided, and also with the help of them, he will do most of the techniques that I will now talk about. The first technique he will learn will be called Chidori Senbon, which is another technique that is a modification of the regular Chidori. This technique involves manipulating the shape of a chakra, by which an electrical discharge takes the form of a sharp senbon capable of exterminating an enemy with lightning speed. As the amount of chakra involved increases, the number of senbon will increase proportionally. The next technique is raisins, a jutsu in which the user launches a chakra-soaked shuriken at the opponent, touching which paralyzes the opponent. This is another lightning-based technique that Sasuke is very good at, and such techniques are sure to help in combat as they don't use up too much chakra. Now, about a little funny technique, but which is definitely the place to be, this technique has saved Naruto many times and is his greatest asset. If anything about the harem technique, yes, Boruto can already use it, but it's not yet perfect. But Naruto, or the same Konohamaru, brought it to the ideal. He will also inherit a couple more abilities from Naruto, which are not very important, but will come in handy for battle, and definitely won't be superfluous. One of them is a parachute. The essence of the technique is to strike the enemy while in the air. Also in the air, to create 2 or 4 clones. Before the jump, the clones hold the enemy until they land, and after that, Boruto jumps at the enemy from above and hits him. Naruto used this technique many times, and it was quite useful. And now about Naruto's technique, which will be really useful. This is the Whirlwind Typhoon Water technique. With this technique, Yamato and Naruto combine their techniques to create something very powerful. First, a large amount of water vapor is created, after which the wind begins to inflate it. Because of this, a dense fog is created, which later turns out to be even larger and steeper. But for Boruto, there is one wonderful and big plus. He himself owns these elements, unlike Naruto, and because of this, he will be able to use such strong techniques alone. Another interesting ability that has a place is Hermit Mode, an ability that was an important part of Naruto, and I think for Boruto as an heir, it will be no less important. Another technique is the Dama Rasengan, which Naruto accidentally learned while in training with Jiraiya. The essence of the technique is simple and clear. The Rasengan becomes large and has more power than the usual one. The only difference is that this technique requires a little more chakra. Now let's move on to more general techniques, which he will also learn. And the first are the techniques of the Uzumaki clan. At their core, these are sealing techniques that Minato was excellent at, and I think Boruto is just as good, and he also got it. Also, do not forget about the techniques of the Hugo clan. Although there are few of them, since Boruto does not have a Byakugan, they still exist. It's basically melee combat. Remember Neji, who was not in the main branch of the clan and was able to learn the 8 trigrams 64 palms technique? He studied it to the maximum, which is why others considered Neji a genius. A person who does not belong to the main branch of the clan studied such a complex technique, so it is also possible for Boruto. I have already named a lot of techniques, but of course I could have more. In this video, I named exactly those techniques that already exist, and Boruto can actually learn them. Inventing some new ones is inappropriate for the time being, as it will be just at random. In the end, I wanted to say something about Momoshiki and Karma. For Boruto, this will be his main strength, and I believe that in the future, like Naruto, he will become friends with Momoshiki and use his strength to the maximum. Well, as well as a Jogan, about which so far little is known, but he will definitely help Boruto in the future. So I named all the new techniques that Boruto will learn already in chapter 81, and I hope you enjoyed this video because I have been looking for information for a very long time. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like, and bye everyone.